Walmart, I have to stock up on pork for Ike because if I don't get it here and I get to Brooklyn, the Key Food across the street, the meat stinks. It smells. You have to eat. It has to be either cooked or given that day, and it's way overpriced. So I gotta get pork loin because, you know, that's what I feed him now, and it has cured his. Well, he still has some skin issues, but it's the allergies are gone. You know, his eyes aren't all gooped up. He's pushing 14. He's a Labrador, so whatever he needs, I'll get it for him. Straight up, you switch your dog to raw diet, that allergy problem will probably go away. And even if you have had your dog tested, don't discount raw chicken. Even if you do the test, it might come up raw. Still try raw chicken. Your dog might not actually be that allergic to it. There's other things in dog food that your dog is allergic to, like all the plant material. That's one of the worst things that you can give a dog is plant material. The plant material is considered a irritant to dogs. So try just giving raw chicken. And if you're gonna give plant material, try giving something like green beans, spinach. Try something like that. Stay away from things that would be high in plant saponins like oats, quinoa. Okay, try that. Try a pork-based diet. It really works. And with that said, there's many pet foods that are coming out now that are pork-based for that reason. I have one Facebook friend that he doesn't live in Beaver Dams. He lives like real close to Beaver Dams, and I'm sure he comes in this Walmart. I never see him in here though. And he, strangely enough, he thinks Trump's an idiot, which is a rarity for this area. Just bought him out a pork loin. That's what I give him, but you have to add calcium if you do that. You have to. If you don't add calcium to meat and you give it to your dog, you're going to screw up their calcium phosphorus level and their shit is not going to be solid. They have to have it. You'll make them sick. Bone is part of your dog's diet. Any animal, this is the truth, any animal that eats whole other animals, dolphins, crows, owls, they have to have bone as part of their diet or you have to add calcium. It's a fact. You eat dog food, tastes like sand's in it. It's not sand, that's bone meal. And that's not the best thing to give a dog. That causes enteritis too. Try the pork-based diet. If your dog has allergies, it's really done wonders for Ike. My mom would make us a birthday cake and she'd put this on it as icing. And we couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it and I told her and she said, "Oh, I thought you liked it." And then the next birthday, same shit. I don't really like that. "Oh, I thought you liked it." She just kept using it and using it. This stuff is disgusting. It is, it's gross. This is what I'm gonna have for dinner right here. Half a tub, that's it. Just talking to Jinian and I was just thinking about her. She's she is my perfect example of somebody that like, it's just such a fact that just because you don't have to worry about money and shit. Money doesn't buy happiness. She's as morose as me. She's as morose and morbid as me. It's the truth. It's just, you know, her house is paid for. She don't have to worry about it. That doesn't mean that she's gonna just be like. I was thinking about something that she said. She said this, and I say it too. It's like, you know, like, well, this isn't how she said it. This is how I'm gonna say it. I think ignorance might be bliss. Like, if I didn't know how shitty life was, you know, if I didn't have to worry so much, I think life would be easier. You know, like maybe I know several retarded people and not mentally handicapped, not retarded. Retarded is a term that you use for just an idiot. That's what it is. That's not even used proper anymore. There's all those words that were used, like in the 20s, moron, retarded, all that stuff, imbecile. Those are just used for people that are idiots. But, you know, I know 2 mentally handicapped people. And Jen, you know someone too, like grew up with like one of her friends has a sibling that's mentally handicapped. And same thing, like my friend's brother Jerry, like he's an awesome dude. He's the happiest of all of the kids. You know, it's like, it's maybe not so bad, you know, not being, less than average intelligence. Maybe that would be a gift from God, if God even existed, you know? As the motherfucking Christmas music is playing in this place, shut this shit off. It's not even Thanksgiving. Don't they have Thanksgiving music? Don't they have some song about turkeys and the pilgrims? Why are they starting this shit now? Are we No, it's like less than 45 days. Yeah, we're close. Speaking of Jinian, she's totally like me, thinks Christmas is stupid. But I'm seeing something that I do think that she's gonna like. I'm gonna get her this for Christmas, even though that she doesn't do Christmas, I don't do Christmas, but maybe she could wear it in the summertime, because it looks pretty sweet. I could see you in it, Jinian. This is too big. You would wear like a small. She's tiny. She's about my height, about 120 or something. She's a little shorter than me. She's not big. Yeah, I'll get you a small. I'll send it to you. Yeah, ooh, here's one in black, but it's still Christmassy. You could wear this down to your parents. They'd love you. Show up in this, they'll think you're insane. Wait a minute, Junior. I think I found something better at Walmart. This one lights up with a kitty cat on it. You wear this to your parents. That is pretty sweet, you gotta admit. You'd wear it, I know you would. She would wear it. I mean, she'd have to if I gave it to her, and, you know, as a gift, you would think she would wear it. Or say she wore it and never wear it, so I'm not gonna get it because she'll never. Oh, she would wear something like this, though, actually. Like this? I could see her in this, actually, like in the summertime. Like, cut it off so like it's a little bippy shirt. That's what Jinian wears, like little, right underneath the boob area, you know? Like this cut off, right? Maybe some shorty shorts, some tube socks. I'm sort of getting, oh, I better stop talking. Yeah, tube socks and some sneakers. It's pretty hot. One more that's sort of like you might consider boner material, like this. That's sexy. Ladies, it's at Walmart. It's, I don't know how much it cost. Can't cost that much. It's pretty sexy though. You know, like playing the elf girl thing. No Boundaries makes it. It is $19. Very reasonably priced. Yeah, this is killer though. How can it fucking light up? How are you supposed to wash it if it lights up? This doesn't even seem possible. I mean, it's totally space age. I want to buy this for myself. A fucking sweater that lights up? Where's the batteries? I don't get it. I do not understand this. It's magic. They sell a magic sweater at Walmart. It lights up. It's probably 20 bucks too, ladies. Get them while they're hot. Shit, this one lights up too, it says, but I don't know how you turn it on. She's a big fan of the Grinch. Nah, I'm not buying that, Virginia. I still gotta send her cast hand that I have. I was looking for a box and then I couldn't find it. I think I know what I'm gonna send. I just don't want it to break. It already broke once and it took a lot to fix it, so I wanna make sure it's shipped properly. It's in the mail, Jinian. It's not in the mail, but it will be soon. I am gonna send it. I just don't wanna fuck it up. It's cool, it's a nice piece. This kind of weather, this temperature is the perfect temperature to work a dog. They function great in 28 degrees. I have my pit bull Billy with me. He doesn't have a real heavy coat or anything, a real thin coat. But if your dog's moving and everything, and you're just going to be out for 10 or 15 minutes, your dog doesn't need a coat. The only warning that I would give you about working your dog when it's snowing like this, it's okay when it's snowing like this, but then if it like melts and then refreezes, sometimes it gets ice. So if it's like that, a lot of times when the dog's running, it can cut their paws. So if you see, blood or whatever, stop. It's probably not that big of a deal. Just stop. You also can buy boots that your dog can wear, but it's sort of, I don't know. It's not really anything that I like to use. If I was going to use something on my dog's paws, I'd probably use Musher's Secret, just because of salt. Generally speaking, I'm not going to work the dog if it's iced over like that. I'm not, because even if you have like a boot that's made out of like this material for your dog, the problem being that they break down through the ice and they can slip, and then also if they have dew claws, those can get cut. So just don't work the dog. But if it's like this, it's great. If there's no snow on the ground, even better. Take the dog out. It's 28 degrees. That's where they excel. Absolutely. You want to try and run your dog when it's, 65, 70 degrees. Watch these people that run with their dogs. The dog is always lagging behind. The dog is a sprinter. It's not a long distance runner like us. It can't keep up. You go 2 blocks and all of a sudden the dog is lagging behind. They run different. When they're following a herd or whatever, they're just doing like this real fast kind of walk. They sprint to go kill the animal. See what I'm saying? They're totally different than you. This is great weather to work your dog. By the way, this is Billy the Hedgehog. Sherry Lucas brought me Billy the Hedgehog about 3 or 4 years ago. At least 4 years ago. And I think, how old are you, Bill? And anyway, to make a long story short, I was going to foster and train him. And then he came out as like a 9-week-old puppy or something. I was like, when she had him on the plane, when I said, yeah, I'll do it, I was thinking, this is a puppy. I'm going to end up adopting him. I think it was maybe a week later. I was like, Sherry, I'll just keep him. So this is my pit bull, Billy the Hedgehog. He can catch a frisbee pretty good. He just learned this, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, something like that. This summer, he knew how to do other things. This is a totally new thing for him. Billy, okay, get it. Billy. All right, Bill, come on. Billy's actually very good at frisbee. He sort of never misses. Guy never misses. German Shorthair Tonka, and he has no coat either. And the deal with German Shorthairs are they don't really need a coat because they're constantly moving. Most of them are pretty hyperactive. This one is extremely hyperactive. Tonka here. Now, he learned to do frisbee this year too. And he's not that good at it, but he really enjoys it, and he looks so fucking stupid doing it. I love playing frisbee with him just because he's got this thing, and he's throwing it up in the air. He just enjoys it, and that's it. He doesn't need to be great at it. He can catch it. He's never played frisbee in the snow. Let's see how he does. You ready, Tom? Come here, buddy. See, he loves it. See? He looks like a little tard. Look at him. See what I mean? He loves doing the Tonka. Here, come here. get all these offers lately from Chinese companies to review products, and they ask me questions like, how much would that cost? And I don't know. I don't even know what to say. So I'm not responding, and I probably should, but I don't know. And the other thing is, like, do I just review any product? You know, am I just gonna review something that I'm not even into, like, just to make money? That doesn't sound like me. It doesn't. It's like, if it was... And here's another thing. What if I review it and I don't like it, and I know what they want. They want you to do something positive. So am I supposed to review it and just, like, say that it's great when it sucks? I don't know, but I'm getting a lot of these lately. I do understand that it's a way for companies to advertise that is much cheaper than, you know, like a TV commercial. One of the companies said, here, click on this. Here's an example of a YouTuber that, you know, and I watched it. It was the stupidest fucking video I've ever seen. I mean, I got expenses coming up. I want to generate some money, and I would like to generate money doing that. I just don't want to get sucked into cluttering up my page with something that just looks like fucking garbage. You know, like, that's the way this person shit looked. She had a baby, and it was for some kind of product, for like some kind of formula. It starts out her kind of like flabby, laying in bed, kind of half clothed, like you would sleep. She's a normal looking person. There's nothing wrong with her. She had a baby. Of course she's flabby. But, so she, the alarm goes off, and then she has to go make the formula, and it's this machine that looks like one of those coffee machines where you put a thing in there, you know, like a little container, and that makes the formula or something. I turned it off. It was just the stupidest, kind of trite looking thing. Like, you know, it probably had like 1,500 views on it. What is that worth to somebody? Like, I mean, she did it a month ago. It has 1,500 views. What did she charge them? Like, how much is that worth? It can't be worth that much. You know, come on. Like, what am I going to do it for, like, $20? You know, what do you say? Yeah, that'd be $50 to make a stupid video for you. I don't know. You do 10 stupid videos, that's $500. That's money. I have somebody that I've met through YouTube, and it's one of the people that I did accept her friendship, whatever it is, friend request, because I know who she is, because her daughter is a famous YouTuber, and her daughter makes a shitload of fucking money. So, you know, I've talked to her about it. She's nice. She's helping me out with stuff. I just don't want to bug her about this. I don't really know what to say. She sort of told me about this and said, like, you know, you can ask, what is your budget, stuff like that. So I'm gonna run it by her, see what she has to say before I start doing stupid shit. Now, with that said, her daughter, that makes absolutely millions, has about 4 million subscribers. That is the only reason why I accepted the friend request, is because I already knew who she was, because her daughter went to my page and said, that's my mom, she really likes your videos. So I knew who it was. But I'm not accepting friend requests on Facebook. There's too many trolls. I don't need this. And I've had this stalker idiot for years that just is like obsessed and sick. So I don't, you know, that's why I accepted her. And she's nice. She's friendly. I can ask her a question, and she'll probably kind of steer me. I think I'm going to ask her. I don't want to clutter up my channel. I already have 4,500 videos, you know, and I already do. I have 14 different playlists. So now am I going to have a playlist just for advertisement? Ooh, not a bad idea. I need to rethink this. I'm going to rethink it. Let me run it by her, see what she has to say. Maybe she can steer me in the right direction. She's nice. She doesn't have to do this. You know, woman's probably my age or something. Her daughter's young. You know, that her daughter, this is the truth, her daughter has like marketing degree in like internet marketing or something. Of course she's making millions of dollars. I'm a fucking 55-year-old dog trainer. I don't know what I'm doing. And am I really doing YouTube? Was it my goal to make $1 million? No, my goal was to like use it for education for people with dogs. And then, like, you know, since I'm an artist, I started putting stuff like that out. And then, you know, I like gardening, so I'm like, well, I'm going to put out a gardening video. And then I've, you know, been involved with Bigfoot since I was a little kid, you know, that's always been there. So I might as well make sure everybody knows that I'm Peter Caine, and I am president of the Bigfoot community and Bigfoot Association. So I started putting out Bigfoot videos. I have the Bigfoot body parts. I have a whole Bigfoot, you know. What am I going to do? Not, of course I am. But now my page, now what am I going to have? A playlist for just advertisement? Yeah, let me think about it. I'm going to go home and talk to her and see what she has to say. Tops. It's a grocery store. I want to get some root beer that I tried to get last time, but last time I was here, it was so filled up. You know, the lines were filled up. I wasn't going to wait for, you know, in line for 15 minutes for 4 root beers. It's a great root beer, and I want to review it. You know, I posted something on Facebook yesterday, and I took it down instantly, and what I had posted was article that was put out like a year ago, and the article was in regards to the administration, and the Trump administration wanted information, personal information on people that were anti-Trump. And after I posted, I'm like, this is old, so I took it off. But they already have me on a list, and they had me on a list probably during the Reagan administration, because the first time that I made artwork about a president, I was in art school, and the art piece was a brick. And I'd sent other objects to the post office that I'd used the post office at the art school. Like I sent a piece of wood to somebody. You can't do this now. This was 1980. But, so I had a brick, and I voted for Reagan. I was a big Reagan fan. I made a lot of Reagan art. And the brick, I took that plaster wrapping material, you know, that the cast, you know, that you can like wrap and then, you know, get it wet and it gets all hard like you would do for like a cast of your arm. So I encased it in that, so it was essentially a white brick. And I put a label on it with Ronald Reagan's name, you know, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and on the reverse side it said, take this brick and cave in Gorbachev's jelly spot. Well, after I sent it, there was somebody going around to the school asking about me. They went to ask my neighbors. There was a car parked outside. This is true. And anyway, they figured out I'm just some kid making art, and it's really not a problem. I'm not a danger to anybody. But when I originally saw that article, I was like, man, the Trump administration, the Secret Service already knows about me because of the art show that I did in Manhattan. Absolutely. I did a whole art show that was dedicated, you know, the subject matter was Trump, and I had Trump. You can see it on my playlist. You can see it on my playlist on my channel on YouTube. But, you know, I have Trump, like, you know, with a sheep, with himself, as a homeless guy. It's animatronic, you know, think of like Walt Disney on acid, something like that. What else was there? Him with a watermelon, you know? So I got critics' pick in Art Forum for that show. So it isn't like it was like a show that never got noticed. You're damn right it got noticed. So I'm 100% sure that, you know, I was looked at that. And then on my YouTube channel, there was a guy that kept coming around, and I kept thinking, this guy's law enforcement. This is true. Like, he was real nice guy, you know. Why wouldn't he be? But they have to check people out. That's their job. So I was pretty sure it was Secret Service. And there was a guy that, like a militia dude, in this area where I live, upstate in the Finger Lakes, and he was harassing me and threatening me on my channel. And the dude that I'd been talking to for the last month, he contacted me and said, "Don't worry about that guy. I'm law enforcement. I'm going to take care of it. You're never going to hear from this guy again." And I never did. And I never heard from law enforcement again, from that guy. He took care of it. Whether they still watch me, I mean, it would be a waste of their time. I'm an artist. It's my job. It's my job to comment on politics. It's just like the journalist's job. It's my job to do this. And you might not understand what I'm saying. You might not get what I'm saying, but you know, it might cause you to think. So, and I'm not going to explain the pieces. There's no reason to. They're self-explanatory. But I'm pretty sure Secret Service was already on my YouTube channel. They're like, well, let's not waste our time here with this guy. He's an artist. He's on YouTube. You know, I'm harmless. I am. And unless you're a duck, and I'm duck hunting, and I don't feel like going duck hunting, so you're safe, ducks. I'm feeding birds lately. I'm not hunting them. If I want to go get a duck, I'll go over here to the freezer, you know. But I am 100% sure that I'm on a list, you know. Maybe the secondary list, you know, like, he's not a threat. He's just a anti-Trump guy that can make artwork that's animatronic. That's what I suspect. You know, this grocery store is better than Walmart, but it is not as cheap. It isn't. Who the fuck eats pomegranates? What the fuck? Why would you? It's a bunch of seeds. I don't even know how to deal with them. I mean, I've had them, but they're just like, why? Or a persimmon? No, thanks. I'll pass on the persimmon. While I'm here, let me just remind everybody that all grapes, doesn't matter if they're white grapes, Concord grapes, they're all toxic to dogs. Raisins, toxic to dogs. Do not give your dog grapes. Your dog might not start having problems right away, but I guarantee you the dog will die of kidney problems. It's toxic. Sometimes it'll hit them right away and they'll die instant, like within days. Do not give your dog grapes. Anything, grape wine, A1 sauce, anything with raisins in it. I'm telling you, don't do it. They're nothing like you. Guys back there making salads, you know, in the plastic containers. He's gonna put them out. He's got a can of Del Monte corn in his hand and he's sprinkling corn on the top. Leave the corn out of the salad for me. You could put shrimp in there though if you want. Shrimp's delicious. I'm sort of hungry. Every time I come here, I look at the crawdads. It's 2 pounds for $10, which I think is reasonable. I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. Ah, fuck it. I got them anyway. I don't even know if I'll be alive tomorrow, so what the fuck? Who gives a shit? I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow or the next day. I could be dead next month, the way things are going. Seriously. I get Red Bull, but I don't want to speed everything up. They got one more 4-pack of the root beer. Good. It's mine. Shit, fresh pet? That's not raw diet. That's pet food. That's refrigerated pet food. That is fucking garbage for your cat or dog. You're buying this shit? You're being suckered. You are a fucking sucker. Don't buy that shit. There's a line, but I got in a line with the hottie wearing glasses. I love that look. The librarian look. She's hot with glasses. So I'm walking out. One of the registers is missing a hand. And so she's sort of dealing with a potato or something with like the arm that's missing the hand. And this old lady goes, "Don't drop that." Jesus Christ, woman. She was doing a great job, you know. That's, yeah, don't drop that. Okay, stupid lady. She didn't. She did not drop it. It'd be a pain in the ass not to have a hand. It would. You can get hands made on a 3D printer now, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe you can get a leg done for a dog, but, it'd be a bummer. There's a lot of things that would be worse. Whenever I think about how shitty my life is, I think that there's a lot of people with shittier lives than me. Seriously. How do you like to have your face ripped off by a chimp? That would sort of limit my friend Alan. He's doing good though, he's fine. I don't know what it is about that look, like chicks in glasses. I don't know. I do like intelligent women. That's a fact. I would not be. I was gonna say I wouldn't be attracted to somebody that wasn't smart. I've slept with women that aren't smart, but that's about the extent of it. It wasn't anything where I felt like it could be anything. But smart is definitely sexy in women, So even the appearance of being smart, like as a guy, I could sort of overlook it, like, oh, she's not real smart. I had explained to her that goat cheese was made from goat's milk, but she looks great in her glasses. If she doesn't say anything, she looks smart. That'd be good enough for me. Look at this. My girlfriend. She looks smart. That lasts for about, I don't know, maybe a couple days or something. The most a week. If she was real sexy, a week. No longer than 2 weeks. No. If you can't talk to the person, if you can't have like an intellectual connection, I just can't see it. I just could never see doing anything like that. Like when I was younger, oh yeah, sure. They didn't even have to look smart. They didn't have to look smart. They didn't have to be smart. Wait a minute, that's not true about me. That is not true. I remember I worked at this pizza place in Kansas City, and the owner was a dick. The owner was this like guy. He thought he was tough. He was like this Italian dude. I don't know why that's important. Yeah, it is sort of important. His family was mob connected, like serious. So he thought he was tough because of who his dad was and shit like that. And just thought that he was tough guy. And one day he came into work and he managed the store. He'd go in there and check on everything, but he wasn't really doing anything. And somebody was sick or something, so he was managing instead of being up in the office or whatever. And he was talking about this girl that he had a date with, or something to that effect. And he was saying, yeah, she's really hot, she's blonde and dumber than a rock. And I said, oh, so you like women that are stupid? And he goes, what, you like them smart? And I said, well, after I fuck a woman, I do like to be able to have a conversation with them. And then he called me a derogatory name, like a nickname, and from that point on, he said something to the effect of Peter likes smart women and laughed or something like that. And I was like, I cannot work here any longer, I just can't. And it was like a week later I quit. I was like, I'm not working for this guy. He just sounds like such a fucking idiot. I just couldn't take it. I never got along with the guy. He always came off as just like this fucking, thought he was a tough guy, seriously, thought he was a tough guy, and he thought he was a tough guy because he had a carry permit. So anytime he was in the store, he had a 9 on him. And, Nothing like putting a gun on a guy that isn't tough to make him think that he's tough. And that's how he was. And I'm like, I just can't work with this piece of shit. I quit. I called in, I think a few days later, maybe a week. I said I'm not coming in. I'm just not. I didn't give any reason or anything. And then I remember I went to go pick up my check, and they said, yeah, the check's upstairs in the office. And then the guy said, where's, I'm not giving you your check. And I said, why not? And I said, because you owe me for a sweatshirt. Like that, we had to wear these sweatshirts that said the company's name on it. I said, you gave it to me. He goes, no, I didn't give it to you. That's a uniform. I want it back. Okay? So I went back home and got it. And he started like, this is filthy. You didn't wash this? And I'm like, no, you said you wanted it. I want my check. I don't work here anymore. And then it's just me and him in the office. He has a gun on him, and he starts walking towards me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, what do you want? What do you want? You want to fight? Why didn't you just keep my check? I don't really need the $45. We made all our money in tips. I walked out. I said, this isn't worth it. And then, as I remember, I went back and got the check later. I was like, dude, you want to fight again? You know, you want to fight over this $45 and me not washing this shirt? Hey, he threw the check at me, like, so I had to pick it up, and he said, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not even necessary, you know? Somebody works for you and they quit, just give them their money and let them go, you know? There was another reason for me getting the crawdads, and that was Sam the Raven. I figured he'd like something like that. He'd probably like it if it was alive. He'd like that better. But I figured he might want to try one. I don't know, he's a fucking raven. If I was a raven, I would eat a crawdad for sure. So I essentially got him for Sam the Raven, just to see if he liked them. The price, it wasn't that outrageous. 2 pounds for $9 for fucking mudfish? Sure. Mud bugs? I think that's the proper term. I do. I like mud. I'll eat mud. Mud's okay. It's pretty delicious. See that seed pile there? That's chipmunks. I got a chipmunk living on my engine. That's definitely a chipmunk. In the city, you would see chicken bones here and it'd be a rat. Seed piles, that's a chipmunk. You said about Trump being toxic, and that's the reason why he should resign. Not because he's racist, not because he's biased, not any of that, but just because he's so toxic and divisive to our country. That is 100%. If he was a good American, that's what he would do. And he would just have Pence. We would just have Pence. But he won't. There's no way he's going to do it. I have these friends, Milk Paint and Wood Boy, and they're really, really liberal. Like, real liberal. More liberal than you. And they both are like, fuck it. Just get Trump out of there and we'll deal with Pence. At least he's not crazy. You know? Trump is racist, though. He's a fucking wreck.